Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Get Your Happy podcast. This is the season finale of season 2, the final episode, and I wanted to discuss, since we're going into this transition of the equinox moon, there's transition in our partnerships and relationships, and I think this is a good time to discuss how to grieve a loss, a loss, whether it's your job and you're making a transition into a new career and you recently lost your job, or you lost your home in a natural disaster, or maybe we may have experienced a separation. We're being separated from a loved one. Maybe we had a furry friend who's transitioned, and that was our furry friend, our partner, our loved one. Our pets can become our loved ones, and we're grieving that loss of separation. Or maybe we have a relative who's going into the military or going off to college, and we're trying to understand that separation and really trying to work through that separation. Or maybe it is a divorce. Maybe we've had a challenging moment with our spouse and we are getting separated or divorced. So how do you work through that? How do I move through this troubled time where I feel like the world is coming down on my shoulders? So if you have experienced this or wanting to know how to experience it, keep on watching. So, number one, don't be afraid of healing. Healthy healing of solitude. And that's what I mean. It's not being afraid of healing, but don't be afraid of healthy solitude. So if you have to get with yourself, and whether that be, and there's healthy solitude, because in the midst of depression, of losing someone or losing something, we can separate ourselves, and sometimes it can have a negative effect, and we're not eating, we're not sleeping, it's taking our energy, and it starts to become unhealthy. It can grow into a depression, and we don't want that. Healthy solitude is being able to, listen to your thoughts, feel the emotions. If you need to cry, cry. Those are cleansing tears. If you're sitting by the ocean, if you're going, sitting in, forest bathing in a nice forest, or, nature path, or maybe it's simply just being in your room and sitting and listening and feeling those feelings. So don't be afraid of healthy solitude. Sometimes we need to hear what is happening, in our thoughts. Sometimes we need to, journal our thoughts, or we can record it. We can simply blog out what we're feeling in this moment, documenting what, we have going on inside of us. So healthy solitude is good. It is healing, it is cleansing, and like I said, if you have to do a good cry, detox and cleanse your body of, those memories, or, or uncomfortable memories, or, just feelings of loss. So there's nothing wrong with that, and nothing of feeling as if you're, weak. It's not being weak, it's just, cleansing for you in this moment. So number 2 is just what I stated, is if you're out at the ocean, or at the beach, or by the pool, whatever it is, whatever your place of solitude, in the car, in silence, start writing. Maybe write out your thoughts. Sometimes we have to write it down, and I talk about writing all the time. If it's a post-it, if it's a journal. I left mine, but sitting down and just writing out everything that you feel and everything that comes up during this transition. So don't be afraid to, put those feelings on paper. If you got to write a poem or a haiku, whatever it is, or a skit. But being able to therapeutically write is always a good answer when going through some sort of loss or separation. So Now that you figured out, I collected time with myself, um, this is where you also want to seek connection. I remember when I was going through a separation with a job, and I was very excited about this position, and I ended up getting laid off. My department was closing, and I remember I was with the company for just under 5 years, and I was really excited because I was growing that longevity. But when they made this decision to close my department, I just seek connection. I seek connection within, my roommates and, the people around me, to keep my spirits lifted and just find that connection. And it gives you a chance to get your thoughts out, your feelings out. If you have trouble getting it on paper, you can also find that connection with, women or men or whoever it is alike and around you. So, or your kids, because they have a lot of personality and energy too. And, kids can always lift your spirits. So making sure that you're able to seek connection with you and support you. So that's exactly what I did. By the time I was with my roommate and my friends, I completely forgot, of, what exactly I lost, because we were having such a good time, and, they were able to keep my, mind and energy off of it. And, soon enough, I was able to, experience another position. So, being able to seek connection and get your mind off of those current challenging circumstances can always be your best bet. So another one here is affirmation. Sometimes we can be so down in the dumps if you, going through a, maybe your child is going to college, or, going off into the military, or whatever it is, or, maybe your pet, your furry friend. And you're waking up and you're saying, how am I going to get through the day? It's going to be so challenging. Saying a positive affirmation. Today is going to be a great day. Thank you for allowing such another day for me to, have some time with me and enjoy and see, the good blessings around me. So, being able to say a positive affirmation to yourself out loud, however many times you need to say it, if you have to say it all day, because sometimes it can take that, I can do this, I got this, today's going to be good, today's going to be really good, I'm looking forward to today. So saying a positive affirmation, sometimes, we have to say that. There are apps, there are YouTube videos, one of my favorites, Fragrant Heart. It's a meditation. If you have to, sit in solitude and meditate, before getting off to your day, instead of, swallowing up and saying, how am I going to do this? But just changing that and say, I can do this. I can move through today. And today is going to be a beautiful and wonderful day. I guarantee you're able to put one foot in front of the other. So the number 5, the fifth one, is volunteer your time. So just like, seeking connection, another one here is being able to volunteer your time. So making sure that you're able to find something, maybe you have extra time on your hand because this person is no longer with you, or, you guys shared that time together. Now you can share your time with someone else. So, volunteering, finding an organization, or, a shelter, or wherever it is, Boys and Girls Club, whatever it is that you can go out and share your time and, give your smiles and give your energy, and allow that to, to radiate off of you, and accumulate some of that positive energy. And, by the time it, being that you're volunteering your time, you start to forget, not forget, but it allows time for you to not sit in emotional distress. And that is what can happen is, we can, get overwhelmed with that energy of loss and separation. And so this is your opportunity to go out and share your time and, make connections with other people around you. Okay, so give yourself not only time, but honor your strength and courage to move on. So again, another experience of mine, when I experienced loss, I, noticed every time I would write on my sheet of blessings, each one, when I pulled them out, one of the main consistencies is that I would write down courage, strength. Wow, I have so much courage to move forward. I have so much strength to move forward, and honor that. Whenever you have a successful experience, wow, I managed to get out of bed today, or wow, I managed to do my hair today, or wow, I applied to a new job today, or I looked at another pet. Maybe I'm seeking new pets, to bring in after a transition of a loss, or I applied to another position, or I applied to another loan, even though getting rejected. Honor those strengths and pieces of courage that you have to move forward and put one foot in front of the other. So those little wins can create the big picture of you bringing in new opportunity or opening up a new door of success. So honor that, and give yourself that, celebration of you. Okay. So, the next one, here, the next, opportunity to move through separation, loss, and, divorce is, accept the transition. A lot of times we can, sit in denial, or we can feel uncomfortable and, kind of turn ourselves away from what exactly has happened or our current circumstances. And, we kind of, create these walls of, what is happening, or these blinders, we do it all the time. And so what you have to do is accept where you are, accept this challenge, accept this transition in your life, because when we live in denial, we're creating this false sense of what is happening, and we're no longer aware. So be able to accept where you are, accept this transition, know that it is not a life sentence, but know that this is a challenge for you to grow. It is a challenge and lesson for growth. So again, letting go, but accepting it. And that can, you probably saying, Tanya, no, that is so hard. And how can I possibly do that? But I guarantee when you're able to accept where you are, this transition, this hiccup, this bump, this piece of separation or loss, or, this workings of divorce, understand that this isn't a life sentence, and there is something magnificent coming your way. I know that is, a tough one to swallow, but just know that there is something beautiful on the way and around the corner, where that is, a new home, a new, career opportunity. Maybe, like I said, your babies are off to college, and, this is your baby, and this is, your time that you always spent, but maybe you pick up a new hobby, right? Maybe you find a new friend in your community, and you guys, take a big vacation. Whatever it is, accept where you are, accept this transition, and it is opportunity for you to bloom and blossom. Okay, so the very, very, very last one, number 8, in separation, loss, and divorce, and how to, grieve this, is, or heal, or, go through this transition, is enjoy what makes you smile. Enjoy it. When we get in this rut, when we, get in this, bogged down in these feelings of, loss or separation, or, what you don't want to do is to cut yourself off from what makes you happy. You don't want to, block yourself from these things that you think, you can't do anymore. That is not the case. Okay. So enjoy what makes you smile. I remember in an experience of loss, I wouldn't allow myself to eat. I wouldn't allow myself to eat for a few days, and I would only eat a handful of Cheerios and water. And I was cutting myself off from what I enjoy most, vegan food, and the enjoyment of being able to enjoy what, I love. And, food is connection, it's relationship, it's, it's fun, it's vibrant, whatever that relationship with food is. And, I was cutting myself off, and I was cutting myself off from connection. I was cutting myself off from enjoyment. And, what that did was put me into a lower, vibration. And, you do not want that. So be able to allow yourself, give yourself those moments that make you smile. Go see a concert, go dance, go watch your favorite comedian, read your favorite book, go to your favorite store. All these things you deserve, and will also help you get through the transition of grievance, separation, loss, divorce, whatever it is that you may be experiencing. Allow yourself that smile, that radiant smile that everyone else deserves to see. So that is it for this video. That is it for this season. Oh my gosh, it did go by pretty fast. I know this video took some time to come, and I thank you for your patience, because I am going through a big transition and moving, rearranging and making everything beautiful again. So stay tuned for an upcoming, I'm going to do an equinox challenge. It's a 7-day challenge. So make sure you follow me at Tanya B. Drake on Instagram to get more details about that. And I will also put some, get ready to, Wellness Wednesdays, where I share tips, healthy wellness tips, every Wednesday on my Instagram. So make sure you are following me there. And stay tuned for more content. I know I mentioned, my new website, so make sure you are seeing that at TanyaBdrake.com, and I'll put that content below. And so if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already and you like health and wellness and healing tips for organic happiness, make sure you go ahead and, turn on that bell notification, so that way you have ideas of, an upcoming episode, every time I have an episode uploaded. So thank you for listening, and thank you for the follow. Remember to love your authenticity, radiate organic happiness, and live oh so abundantly. Let it pour all over you. Thank you. I will see you back on the next episode.